Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, February 3rd, 2025. What's going on? How are ya? How's it going? Sorry the podcast is late. No, you know what? I'm not sorry. I am done apologizing for living my life. You know who says that? Somebody who doesn't really have major problems in their life, but they think they are. They think they're big problems, and then they post them on Instagram, and then everybody trashes them. And then they're like, see, the world is so cruel. It's like, no, your fucking problems in your cul-de-sac are not that big a deal. You know, they can be, though. I'm not saying if you live in a cul-de-sac that it's, you know, some fucked up shit can't happen. You know, there's always an uncle lurking around. You know, I'm done apologizing. That's usually said by someone who needs to apologize. Oh my God, what is this fucking a Pretude? Is this Viagra for gay guys? I'm watching this commercial with the sound down. It's just like one dude after another with his shirt open, talking way too closely to an, there you go, and the guy kiss on fucking regular TV. Do you know what that would have done to this country when I was growing up? Jesus Christ. I remember it was a big deal when Billy Crystal played a gay guy on Soap. Bump, 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 da, 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 da. And they never had him. He didn't have to kiss anybody, as far as I remember. Anyway, I don't know what was going on in that commercial. Yeah, I tell you, you watch TV with the sound down, all of a sudden the whole thing fucking changes. Anyway, plowing ahead here. Yeah, anybody who says that, you know, I'm done apologizing. Okay, it's just like, does that happen to you a lot? Are people expecting an apology a lot? Maybe it's because you're a douche. You ever think of that? I'm not, you know, you could be around some toxic people that are always turning it around on you. But also, you know, just to be fair, just to play devil's advocate here, you could also be a douche. There could be a reason why people are always asking you to apologize. I'm fucking done with it. I'm not fucking. This is who I am. Well, you were the treasurer of our company. There's no money left. I'm done apologizing. This is how I live my life. I like designer fucking bags. Whatever. Sell some more stuff next week. Fucking done apologizing. I'm going to start doing that. Anytime I'm going to get out of a conversation, I'm just going to use that expression. You know what? I'm done apologizing. Hey, so you're here in New York? You got an acting gig? You know what? You know, wait, not what they say. Yeah, how you liking it? How you liking it so far? You know what? I'm done apologizing. And then you just walk away, and then they're just like, what the fuck was that? What did that even mean? And in that moment, when they're trying to do the math on what the fuck you just said to them, which made no goddamn sense, you get to leave. You know? Which I feel is most of your adult life is leaving. You know what I mean? Just trying to get out of something that you don't, like, how the fuck did I end up here in this fucking rat race? How do I get out of this conversation with this person? If I can give young people any advice, you really have to develop your wrap it up skills. Okay? As you start doing shit in life and more people are talking to you, you have less time to just sit on a couch and stare at a fucking wall, you know? And to try, you know, which is basically, that's like, you know, when you're charging your cell phone. I feel like when you're sitting by yourself staring at a wall, you know, your battery power starts to come back. And maybe you, like, want to see another person. You know, whereas if all you're doing is seeing people, then, like, you know, your battery life goes down. And you're like, I just got to get the fuck away, you know, from all of these people. I'm watching this fucking movie from the year 2000. The year 2000. In the year 2000. I'm not going to say what the movie is because I really like the actors in it. But like the fucking lead actor, he has a daughter that looks to be about 8 years old. And the woman that's playing the mother of her clearly has never had a baby in her life, the way her body is. And she's walking around in high heels and a fucking bathrobe, going in and out of the kitchen, you know. That's what's funny about women, is they fucking look at that. How am I supposed to compete with that? It's like, you can't. Like, you can't compete with that. It's a fucking movie. I used to do a bit about that. You know, these images they put out there of fucking women. How am I supposed to compete with that? You're not competing with it on any level, you arrogant ass. That's a fucking supermodel. You're not even on the same planet as that woman. You ever see like fucking models, like supermodels? When they stand next to regular people, they look like praying mantises. I mean, granted, fuckable praying mantises, but praying mantises nonetheless, right? And they're a completely different species of genetics. That's why they're so tall. They're supposed to be looking down on you. You know? They're better than you. I mean, I never saw a movie where Brad Pitt took his shirt off, and I never thought, like, how am I supposed to compete? I can't fucking compete with... I knew I couldn't compete with that. I never thought that. It made me want to go to the gym. I'm not going to lie to you. I got to do something with this freckled torso, but in no fucking way, shape, or form did I feel like he was the standard. You know, that I was fucking competing. That guy was over the hill. He's the one with those fucking praying mantis chicks. All right? I'm in a Buffalo Wild Wings talking to a divorced waitress. That's where I am in society. Anyway. Anyway, speaking of which, I am in New York City. And today was the first day at Glengarry Glen Ross. I met the cast. I met everybody there. We did a table read, and it was so much fun. Unbelievably exciting. And, of course, all the actors are amazing. And they're already bringing all of this stuff. Just doing like a cold read, sitting down with it. It's going to be it's going to be fun, man. So this is going to be my life for a little while. I'm just going to take it one day at a time. Done apologizing to people. No, I'm just going to... I love how, like, that's, like, considered like you've reached this level of maturity where I'm done apologizing. So you're never going to be wrong again? You know, you're never going to fucking admit to it? You know what I mean? I've always just felt like I've had to apologize for being me. That's what you think? That's how you're doing the shut up. Nobody has to apologize for being themselves. You know? Unless you're trans, right? Like when they transition, everybody seems to have a fucking problem with that for whatever reason. Like, why would you have a problem with that? What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck are you paying it? Oh my God, this person I don't even know made this choice because it made them feel better about themselves, and now I have a fucking issue with it. Anyways, I'm done apologizing. So, oh my God, look at the doll. Now I see the face because all they showed was her legs. Now I'm seeing like the star. Look at her. She's fucking ridiculous. And there's no way that's her daughter. I hate when they do that. I hate when they take two fucking actors and then they cast somebody. They give them a kid that looks nothing like him. I got to get some water. This dry ass fucking apartment. These fucking New York apartments. The heat's either on or it's off. You know, this fucking apartment, I'm either cold or I feel like a rotisserie chicken. You know, and not a good one either. One that's dried, like the place is about to close and you're drunk and you go and you get a 2-piece with some sides. Oh my God, I got into the funniest fucking debate with my wife when she was telling me how this guy, the guy who invented macaroni and cheese, was a black man, right? And I just fucking bursted out laughing. I go, mac and cheese? That's what you tell me? He put cheese on pasta? Have you been to Italy? I think that's what they do. That's all they do there, right? She goes, no. He like baked it and put it like in the oven and all that stuff. And I just started fucking laughing. And then she just got like pissed at me. Like legit got pissed at me because she thought like, you know, because she's a woman, you know? So she gets overly sensitive when somebody fucking laughs, you know what I mean? As opposed to like a guy, somebody starts laughing, you laugh and you go, what? What'd I say? Oh, was that stupid? All right, you know? And she was just giving me shit. I'm not saying the guy didn't do it, but like you're bragging about a fucking appetizer. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying mac and cheese isn't a big deal. I was just being a dick. You know, you ever do that? You ever just be a dick just to be a dick? And you're in the middle of it and you see the other person's getting mad. And in your head, you're going, why am I doing this? Stop. You should stop right now and say, I'm sorry. I'm done apologizing, right? And you just don't. And you just keep doing it. And it has nothing to do with the person. It has to do with some bullshit that happened to you back in the 70s or 80s that you're just not going to take your foot off the fucking gas and you're just going to have an argument with the woman that you love for no fucking, over macaroni and cheese. I so kept going with it like I couldn't stop. I just had to keep going until she started laughing. Because I wasn't being mean. I was just laughing my ass off. And I forget what I was just talking about. Oh, yeah, who invented edamame? I just kept doing that. And this is where, like, I know when my wife is mad at me. She gets this look on her face, okay? And there's this critical moment there that either I apologize or I'm just going to see this thing through. So I decided to see it through. Now, this can go one of two ways. It can just end up in the inevitable apology, or there's this magical moment where she starts shaking her head, like shaking her head no. And when she shakes her head no, then I know she's starting to find it funny. And what I need to do is keep going. And yet, any mathletes listen to them? No, of course not. But you remember in math, where two negatives make a positive? Well, with your wife, it's more like 47. You just have to keep fucking... You just have to keep going. And I built this whole fucking thing with George Washington. It was like one of his slaves, and he sent him over to France to learn how to cook, and he comes back with an appetizer. So I had him like all fucking pissed off that's all he came back. No beef bourguignon, none of this shit. He came back with this. You know, how long does it take for the fucking boat to get over there? How long was he there? This is the fucking 1700s, right? I mean, all right, what'd you learn? I get you some mac and cheese. Well, what the fuck do we, you know? How about you didn't learn how to make an entree? Anyway. And then also, you just sit there looking at the kind of money that the founding fathers have. It's so goddamn funny. These fucking guys, it's like they used regular people to kick the English out, right? And then all of these fucking cunts moved into their big houses. And what happened? They're still there, right? Well, like George Washington he sort of fought in the war. I don't know. Did he? Is there any record of that? I mean, somebody painted something of him, but what was to stop you? It's not like back in the day, like you could like look it up. I fought in the Revolutionary War. Oh, yeah, what branch? What do you mean branch? I was in the fucking woods shooting at people. You were in there doing that. Sweareth to Godeth. Like, how do I know you were doing that? I don't know. There's a lot to unpack there that I don't have the background for. I'm not going to lie to you. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm in New York City, and we did the first day. It was a great day, which I'm really relieved about, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I had I had no idea I've never done a play. I never did a play. I think when I was in the 3rd grade or 5th grade, I was we did the Music Man. 76 trombones led the big parade, right? And, oh my God. I just remembered there was this fucking man-child in my grade. And, it's, the Wells Fargo wagon is a-coming, right? And, like, in the movie, it was either a train or it was a team of horses. So instead of, like, they weren't going to bring horses in there, and they weren't going to make a train, so instead they had this man-child kid pulling the wagon in with, like, fucking 3 fifth graders in the back. And, this man-child kid, he was a little excitable, if you know what I mean, right? So he came in, pulling it in, and he was dressed like, he had on this conductor's outfit, and he was pulling the fucking thing in. And all the parents stood up and applauded, and I just remember the fucking man-child kid was pulling the thing in, and he was just going, yeah! He was like yelling like he scored a touchdown. It's just one of those kids in 5th grade. He was like as big as the janitor. You know what I mean? He wasn't even like as big as a teacher. He had like the body of a janitor. He had like that gut, and the pants hanging down like he had keys on his belt or something. And he was like in 5th grade. It was amazing. I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. He turned out all right. I've run into him. He's totally fucking normal. But he was at that age where he was in an awkward age. You didn't know if he was going to be, functioning in society. But, he did. But whatever. I think he just got excited. And he was like yelling. And I just remember thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with that kid? Anyways, I had a this chick in this movie is so fucking ridiculously hot. She wouldn't be involved in this situation. Look at him trying to make her not good looking. Smoke show. Fucking smoke show. Anyway. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So the only other play I did, so it was The Music Man. And, no, I tried out for that and they said no. They said no. I wasn't even in that. I'm thinking of just a Christmas thing that we did. And they went to see if I could sing. And they're like, yeah, no. And they just put me in the chorus. With all the fucking latchkey kids and the fatherless children and shit. I was just in the back. So I've never done any of this stuff. So anyway, getting back to that, I was like nervous about... like what was going to happen. And I went in and it was a fucking great time. And it was fun. We read the play and we kind of talked about it afterwards and everybody was talking about the play and all of this stuff. And I'm like, that was weird. I was like, oh my God, I think I kind of love acting. This is like, I could always sit around and fucking bullshit talking comedy and drums and stuff. But like, I was really enjoying listening to the other actors, like their input and stuff. So I think this is going to be, it's going to be a good time. And my Bruins are coming to town on Wednesday. They're playing the New York Rangers, a little Original Six action. If I can get out of rehearsal in time, I might go down the street and check that out and then come back to my corporate apartment and cry myself to sleep. No, I get back... my daughter reads to me at night. She reads the left page and I read the right page. So I went out and I bought all the books that she's currently reading. So we FaceTime and we still do the same thing. And then I just act like a goofball with my son. And he laughs. Like we play this game. All right, what do you like better? It'd be like waffles or French toast. And then they pick something, French toast or whatever. But nobody's allowed to say that they like Pepsi, right? I fucking hate Pepsi. I think it's an insult to the cola world. And I think the people that drink it are soft. If you're a woman and you like Pepsi, I get it. Okay, you got the motherly instincts and whatever. But when I meet a man that drinks Pepsi, there's just something about him. Like I don't feel like I can trust him. But anyway, The fuck was the point of that? Oh yeah, so we just play the game, and then what my son loves to do at one point, I'll just be like, all right, what do you like better, waffles or AC/DC? And then I'll just go Pepsi, and then I act like I'm really upset and bring my face all the way up to the phone, like, oh, do all that, and he just dies laughing. So that's the way I connect with them. But they're going to be here, 1 week a month. So I think we'll be all right. I hope. Anyway, that's the only part about this thing that stinks. So I actually brought one of my guitars to New York because I can't play drums when I'm out here. So I need some sort of musical outlet. I got to have at some point my guitar-centered dad moment. I learned how to play Crazy Train or whatever, just something. So I don't lose my fucking mind. Which is kind of funny because this is like the way I'm living right now is how I was this way before I met my wife. I was sort of like, I was living alone. I had fucking nothing going on. I fucked up a relationship. And I remember Thanksgiving came and went and I had nowhere to go and nowhere to be. And there was this weird thing where as sad as that was, it was kind of cool where I was just like, all right, well, you know what? I'm not, going to be disappointing anybody. I'm just going to be fucking, I just watched football and I fucking was drinking. I hung out my apartment. I think it was this apartment. Was it this apartment? I can't remember. I was fucking hanging out in this apartment and I was just drinking, watching football and just sort of laughing. But also it wasn't funny. I was like, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm getting pretty late in the game here, and this second part of my life is really not coming together. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what. Jesus Christ, I thought what fucking freaked me out was that helicopter hitting that plane down in D.C. My God. I keep seeing those victims' faces showing up on Instagram. My God, it's just fucking horrible. I have no idea how that could possibly fucking happen. It's funny when you fly, when you're on with the tower, there's an element that you feel safe because, all right, this guy's watching me and he's watching everything around me. And, if there's a problem, they say your tail number and then they'll be like, turn 27 now. Like, if I was you, I would turn 27 now. That means you're going to fucking hit somebody. And that was what weird to me is like that call. He told the guy to pass behind him. I only watched it once. And like, I'm thinking the pilot's landing. They got him they got the helicopter on their screen. And once they hear pass behind and then the guy confirms that that's what he's going to do, now you're locked in on your approach. You got all these people, their lives in your hands, 60-something people. You're locked in on that. I don't know what that was. If it was complacency, if they had cut through that. I mean, anytime you're crossing the center line in a transition through airspace, even if they say you're clear, like you got, like head is on a fucking swivel. You're looking at your screen, you're doing everything you can, to double check. It was nighttime. It remind me, I remember a long time ago they had a plane crash there because of icing on the wing, which changes that critical shape of the wing, where you're not getting that low pressure and high pressure underneath. You don't have it. It equalizes it, and then you're fucked, and you don't have lift, and now you're just in this fucking zillion-ton garbage can. So the fucking thing went into the water, and there was somehow some survivors, and it was freezing fucking cold. And I remember there was some guy in the water. He just kept passing the helicopter was pulling people out, and this guy just kept passing it to other people instead of himself. and he ended up like not making it. I remember that. And that's when like being on, Time Magazine's Man of the Year, that was like a big deal to be Man of the Year on the cover of Time Magazine. I remember somebody saying, hey, the end of the year when you're going to vote for that, don't forget the man in the water. That's what they called him, the man in the water. And of course they did, Too much time, too many months had gone by, so then they picked somebody else. I remember as a kid, they picked the Ayatollah Khomeini one year as Man of the Year. And people were like, dude, what the fuck? They were like flipping out. And you kind of be like, didn't they kind of do that on purpose? Just to get you to flip out and to buy the magazine and fucking write in and bitch, moan, and complain and all of that. I don't know. I'm babbling. It's the end of the day. My brain's a little fried here. So let me get into the ad reads here. Oh, jeez. Oh, no, wait. I didn't even talk about, how about the Lakers picking up that fucking dude from the Dallas Mavericks? Like, I don't get that trade at all. And I also don't understand why every star eventually has to play for the Lakers. It's like this unfucking written rule. Like, oh my God, they haven't won a championship in a couple of years. Fuck. Like, remember David Stern? That guy? Oh my God, that fucking guy. That fucking guy was a gangster, right? And I remember they asked him one time, what's your dream finals? NBA, And he goes, the Lakers versus the Lakers. Right there. You're like, all right, okay, good to know. That's your money. That's your money. So, the paranoid part of me is I'm looking at that trade going like, they just need the Lakers to be good. They need to be, when the Lakers are good, they just make more money. That's just what it is. And what's fucking so sad about the New York Knicks is New York City is basketball. So many legends came from there. And the Knicks were in a little bit of a dry spell. And then the NBA fixed the lottery to make sure Patrick Ewing went there. I'm telling you, it's a fucking business. So he gets there. And you got to look, when he got there, it was only 2 years into Jordan. So the Celtics-Lakers was still going to go 85, 86, 87. And then the Lakers again in 88 when they went back-to-back. And then it became Lakers-Pistons. Len Bias dies, Larry Bird's back gets hurt. And then it's the Bad Boys for 2 years. And then it's Jordan's decade. And the Knicks just didn't fit into the storyline. Like, I think that they were trying to reboot New York City, and it never happened for them. And ever since then, because they've been able to make money, not only with the Lakers being good, all of these other cities, Miami, Golden State, they can still fucking make money. They begrudgingly let San Antonio, do what they did. But, like, they can still make their money off of them. So I feel like New York City is not a fucking priority with the league. The collection of, like, the owners and stuff, like, they're involved in revenue sharing. At the end of the day, you don't become a billionaire because you lose money. And I think they all just kind of go with it. Like, all right, let's make sure this city always has a good team, even if our team sucks, who gives a fuck with the revenue sharing and all of that crap. We're still going to make our money, kind of like how the Pirates owners do it. I don't know. It just seems like a fucking unbelievably lopsided trade where they had a difference maker who took them to the final last year versus a guy who was playing with LeBron, and they didn't really get anything. Did they win one with him? I can't remember. Maybe I might be wrong. I don't know what happened. That was just a fucking weird trade to me. I mean, listen, I don't know shit. I'm a stand-up comedian who barely watches shit anymore, but I just feel like the Lakers really won in that. And I think the NBA is very happy because nobody gave a fuck about Anthony Davis and LeBron in LA, and I just feel like financially that is just not good for them. It's not good for the league. So congratulations to the NBA. You know, you got your sparkly stars in the right cities, and you guys will make even more money. There you go. You get bigger boats, you know, a better quality of cocaine, whatever the hell it is that you're into. Been fighting off this fucking cold. It's one of those colds where I'm not congested unless I sit down. The old sit down cold. All right, let's get into the ad reads here. So congratulations to Lakers fans. You know, no matter how hard those 5 years are between each championship, just know that all the best players will eventually be on your team. It's a destination city. My condolences to Orlando, to Charlotte, Atlanta, all of these places that are just never going to see an NBA championship. And the fucking owners don't give a fuck. Hymns. All right. When your car breaks down, you take it to a mechanic with no hesitation. You need it, and it's not something most guys can fix themselves. Well, not anymore. With all those computer chips and shit. And men should think the exact same way about erectile dysfunction. But the reality is, you might be hesitant to seek help. Thankfully, though, through Hims, you can get access to personalized erectile dysfunction treatment without stepping outside your door. You and your limp dick can stay home and get this stuff. Hims is changing men's healthcare by providing you with access to affordable sexual health treatments from the comfort of your couch. Hims provides access to a range of doctor-trusted erectile dysfunction treatments like chewable hard mints. That's like an oxymoron. Chewable hard mints and Viagra and Cialis and their generics for up to 95% cheaper. Do you trust generic dick pills? I don't even fuck with that bootleg NyQuil, which, by the way, I've been drinking a little bit, the Dayquil, or as alcoholics call it, Johnny Walker Red. The process is 100% online, so there's no need for uncomfortable doctor visits. Just answer a series of questions on their site, and a medical provider will determine the right treatment option if prescribed. Your medication ships directly to you for free. No insurance is needed, and one low price covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. With hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, Hims can help you find the erectile dysfunction option that works for you. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/Burr. That's HIMS.com/Burr for your personalized erectile dysfunction treatment options. Hims.com/Burr. The products mentioned are chewable compound products which are not available by or verified for the safety or effectiveness by the FDA. Prescriptions required are an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See websites for detailed and important safety information. Subscriptions required. Prices vary based on product and a subscription plan. All right. Oh, Simply Safe. You know, guys, if you're like me, you know nothing is more important than protecting your loved ones from harm. That's why millions of Americans trust Simply Safe with their home security. I want you to enjoy the same peace of mind, which is why I'm excited to share, not in a Hims way. I'm not excited like that. I'm just excited for you emotionally. I'm excited to share an exclusive New Year's discount with my listeners. 50% off your new Simply Safe system when you order now. Traditional security systems only take action after someone has already broken in. If someone's lurking around or acting suspiciously, those agents see and talk to them in real time. Hey, you fucking piece of shit. Activate spotlights and even contact the police. All before they have the chance to get inside your home. No long-term contracts or cancellation fees. Monitoring plans start affordably at just around $1 a day. If you pay more a day, do they get more aggressive when they yell at them? If you pay just like $1 a day, they're like, hey, come on, man, what are you doing? You know? Pay like $10 a day. Get the fuck out of here! 60-day satisfaction guarantee or your money back. I got a gun. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. Start the year with greater peace of mind. Visit simplysafe.com/Burr to claim 50% off a new system with a professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/Burr. There's no safe like Simply Safe. All right, now we're going to get into the reads. I was going through the cable and Keith Hernandez has a show. I forget the name of it, but it's the fucking greatest name for the show. The name of the show is like called like, hey, it's Keith Hernandez. How great is that? It just shows you how beloved that guy is. Hey, it's fucking Keith Hernandez. I'll watch that shit. I love that guy. I love when he talks about the fucking old days playing on those Mets teams. I know they should have won more than one, but whatever. They won one, and they still had a fucking great time. The stories that they got. Oh, my God. They have, look at this. Look at this. They're showing all the guy movies. Mobathon 3-day event continues next on AMC. Goodfellas, Casino, Blow, Donnie Brasco. There was a couple other ones. Donnie Brasco and Blow both have Johnny Depp. Scarface was another one that has... Scarface is in Donnie Brasco. Scarface. Al Pacino is in Donnie Brasco and Scarface. And then Joe Pesci is in both... fucking... What's his face? Casino and Goodfellas. AMC's doing it right. A 3-day event. Anyway, plowing ahead here. All right, women's cricket. No, that's not what I'm supposed to do. Oh, cigars. Oh, this person's getting on me. Hey, Billy Oprah tits. That's just fucking mean. Come on, guys. Come on. Listening to last week's Throwback and enjoyed hearing you say you were quitting. We on Thursdays we play these old episodes of previous episodes of fucking the Thursday afternoon just before Friday, Monday morning podcast. So someone was listening to one of these Throwback episodes from years ago and enjoyed hearing you say you were quitting recreational cigars and only having one on special occasions. It was a great moment when I realized the parallels between you and Fatty, who have been talking about turning it around for half their life. Ha. Anyways, thanks for the laughs. That's a fucking great joke. And also, I like that you enjoy that I've been failing doing that. Because you know what? As much as you're making fun of me, I know that means fucked up shit happened to you. That you think it's funny that I'm struggling with this. But what actually cured me of it is my daughter. My daughter, she lets me smoke, for 2 weeks. And then she goes, you have to do another 100 days. And I'm like, all right. And then I do it. So now I'm on, another 100-day thing. I don't even know how many fucking days I'm into it. I just picked the day, mid-January. So I don't know the exact day. So I'm just going to go until the beginning of May. But that's good, right? I think that's not bad. And then, smoke a little bit. And she goes, Dad. I go, all right. And then I just stop again. So I have solved it, all right? Fuck you. I'm not hopeless, All right. Where is this? Women's cricket. I don't know. I like women's sports. I actually do enjoy them, but not for the right reasons. Unless they're good at the sport, like tennis. They're good at tennis. They're good at volleyball, and their basketball play is elevating. They're great at fighting. My God, the fucking MMA is insane. But at the end of the day, I'm still a guy. So I'm rooting for the prettier one. Unless the prettier one has gone out of her way to be such a fucking douche that I got to root for the other one. I don't know. It's weird. All right, women's cricket. Hi, oh Billy, red, white, and blue balls. I'm a 35-year-old male from New Zealand. All right. I'm just going to cut straight to the chase here. Lately, I've been watching international cricket with my old man. Listen, man. That's like baseball. It's a fucking great game if you just have time to sit around watching people whack a ball with a stick. You know, if you got the time in the afternoon, I mean, I don't have any problem with it. So the person says, I'm watching with my old man, and I figured, hell, been a while since we've been to a game together. Let's go to one sometime. So I went to Google some tickets, and get this. You don't just watch the men play. You have to sit through the fucking broads playing first. Yeah, they're trying to get it going. They're trying to get this shit going. You know, and women will not show up to support other women. So, like, as always, they're going to pawn it off on us. Now we got to sit and fucking watch it. You know? And then what? Can you yell like a sports fan? Ah, you fucking dumb broad. What'd you do that for? You can't do that. Stop being sexist. Anyways, and as you are probably aware, women's sports just don't hold a candle to men's. No, some of them, yeah, looks. We know the ones that don't, but like women's tennis is amazing. And and the MMA's been fucking great, you know? And I think eventually, you know, it's going to get to a level that guys will be able to watch it, but women, I don't know what their deal is. They're just fucking obsessed with guys and whatever the fuck it is that we're doing. They have no fucking interest in watching women do shit. Unless, I did a bit on it, unless like Real Housewives, they'll watch them fucking argue with each other. It's fucking insane. I don't know what, but I'm glad that's not my issue. I told you. I babble on this thing, so I can't remember what is in my specials and what isn't. Was this in my special? Did I ever tell you that time? This is how much guys root for each other. Did I ever tell you at the time I was at the White Castle in Las Vegas? And, you know, you can order those little ham cheeseburger things. And these two guys had like a fucking briefcase full of them. They ordered like the 30-pack. And they get it, and there's like 10 people in line. And as they're walking out, the guy in front of me, I'm towards the back of the line. The guy in front of me, he goes, dude, are all those just for you two? And the guy goes, yeah. And the dude just goes, that's fucking awesome. And he high-fived him, complete fucking stranger. Because he bought a 30-pack. He bought a fucking 30-pack of White Castle. Sorry. I mean, that's support, ladies. Okay, that's where the bar is. You got to do that. Next time you see fucking, I don't know. I just think that like because they're like super smart and shit, and they're always playing like these fucking mind games and stuff. I don't know that they trust each other. I could be completely wrong. I probably am. I have no idea. Anyway, so he goes, so you got to sit through the fucking broads playing first. Continues. He said, and as you're probably aware, women's sports just don't hold a candle to men's, especially professionally. When I told my old man about the women's teams, he kind of rolled his eyes. And to say the least, we were both disappointed. I said to him, hell, if I want to watch a game where the boundary is shorter and the people ain't as good, I'll just go watch some local team at the local cricket pitch for free. God damn it, Bill. My old man survived a heart attack a few years ago. He ain't got time to watch that shit. Would love to get your thoughts on all this. Cheers. And your podcast gets me through the night shifts at work. Has been for years. I would show up to the game later. But like, by you showing up on time and sitting through it and watching it, you're just signing up for more. So if you really feel that strongly that you don't want to watch this shit, then what I would do is I would show up later. Or if you're there, I wouldn't pay attention to it. Or maybe start a chant. Boring. Oh my God, casino's on now. I got it on mute. You know, they do that, the sound of the traffic going by, and they have the credits. Oh my God, Robert De Niro's suits in this fucking movie. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's the beginning of Goodfellas. Sorry, I get him confused. But anyway, let's keep talking about fucking Casino. Robert De Niro's suits in Casino, and that Cadillac that he has, that fucking early 80s Eldorado. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. You know, if I had a tailor, I would be like, there's that blue one that he made, the blue and gray suit that he has. I think he has it on when that cowboy comes in and tells him to talk to his stupid uncle. No, his stupid nephew. He's trying to get him to fucking, you know, use him more at the thing or whatever that fucking suit is. It's incredible. They're fucking incredible suits. Oh my God, here you go. Look at it, stabbing up Billy Bats right in the beginning. Shooting him up. Ever since I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster. Even edited, this is just a fucking masterpiece. Speaking of which, when I was on the flight out here, I watched Beverly Hills Cop, which I have not seen in decades. I haven't seen that movie in forever, and I watched it. That movie. That is a perfect movie for what it's doing, making you laugh, the way it tells the story, the way it moves, the performances. There's not one lull in that movie, and it holds up. And I also love, like, the year it came out, I think was 84, I think, and just how awful American cars were. If you just look at, like, the car that Taggart and Rosewood are sitting in, I think it's a Mercury Zephyr. And what was I forget what the Ford version of it was, but oh my God, it was like Band-Aid color with tan seats. I mean, it just literally looked like you could put your foot right through the fucking door. And I always wondered, like, you know, if that was an actual unmarked police car, like, what option was there for a cop engine in the 80s back then? All right, so here we go. Let's read this next one. Oh, look at that guy, and he's smoking a fucking cigar. Japan motorcycle advice. Konnichiwa, Burr-san. Greetings from the Big Tuna. Here's my humble advice. The annual Tokyo Motorcycle Show is held at Tokyo Big Sight every year at the end of March. Of course, I'll be working. You'll get a mix of old and new. It's an awesome show, and the timing couldn't be better as it coincides with the cherry blossom season. Also something to behold. All right, maybe I'll do it next year. There's the 3 big museums to check out, too. They are off the beaten path, but you don't want to stay in Tokyo too long. It's a bit of a shit show of tourists since the yen tanked. Oh, that's unfortunate. The Honda Museum is in Motoki, Motoki. Just forgive me. I'm gonna mispronounce these. Tochigi, Tochigi, which puts you near Nikko, Nikko, the resting place of Tokugawa. These are fucking great names, by the way. Do you guys have Wheel of Fortune over there? There's no way you can buy a vowel. This is like Italian. Tokugawa has 1 O, 1 U, and 2 A's. And it's every other consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel. Motoki. Consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel. It's like fucking... All right, anyway. I won't bore you with the details, but the temple there is a must. The Motoki racetrack is there too. Suzuki and Yamaha museums are in Shizuoka, Shizuoka, an hour away from Tokyo. There you go, sir. I'm sure you'll be getting more advice. Please do a show while you come here. Yes and yes. I'm fucking gonna save that. I'm gonna save this and put this in my shit to do when you go to Tokyo or go to Japan. That's fucking amazing. Oh my God. I would lose my mind if I got to see that. All right, Italian Motorcycle Museum. Holy shit. Hey, Billy Four-Stroke. I'm glad to hear you'll be visiting Italy this summer. The way I looked at it, every once in a while, everybody had to take a beating. You remember that when they freeze on the dad with the fucking belt? I love the mom hanging on his arm, trying to get him to stop. Anyway, I'm glad to hear you'll be visiting Italy this summer. My wife is from northern Italy in the Piedmont region, and we love the gifts Italy has to offer. As a fellow motorcycle fanatic, I recently checked out the Moto Guzzi factory and museum near Lake Como. It's an absolute must-see. Moto Guzzi is a franchising brand, kind of like an Italian Harley. They build big, lopey V-twin engines, but with a twist. The motor is mounted transversely, with the cylinder head sticking out to the left and the right like older BMWs. I don't get that. How does that not like heat up your leg or burn your leg? I mean, I would not want to I wouldn't want to wipe out on anything, but with that thing sticking out, Jesus Christ. I'd have to see what the bike looks like. I'm sure they do something about that. This unique design lets them run a shaft drive instead of a chain or a belt. The Moto Guzzi Museum is steeped in vintage racing history and features a world-class display of bikes that any two-wheeled enthusiast would appreciate. On top of that, it's hard to imagine a more scenic location for a modern factory. Beyond the incredible food and espresso, you'll love the bike scene in Italy. The Alpine mountain passes are packed with sleek European sport and touring bikes, while the coastal areas are a haven for classic two-stroke Vespas and compact naked motorcycles. I'm going to rent a Vespa when I'm over there. Take my wife around. If you find yourself down south, I think you dig the city of Matera. It's the third oldest city in the world and looks like nowhere else on earth. Looking forward to hearing all about your Italian adventure on the podcast. Keep the rubber side down and go fuck yourself. Hey, I saw this thing the other day showing this motorcycle that couldn't tip over. You just couldn't tip it over. And the person was completely encased. So to me, that's not a fucking motorcycle. It's like you were in it looked like you were in a lipstick tube is what it looks like. And how it somehow stays up is they got two spinning wheels, gyroscopic precession. All of that stuff I learned when I got my pilot's license as far as how you're able to lean the way you are, and as long as the wheels are turning or whatever, how you don't fall down, and all of that stuff. Somehow it has to do with that. I still don't understand the physics of it. One spins one way, the other spins the other. Now, I do know with helicopters, when you have a twin blade system, one turns clockwise, the other turns counterclockwise, and that cancels out the need for a tail rotor because it's, both of them offset the direction that they want to turn the helicopter. So somehow using that on a motorcycle, you can't tip over. People were kicking the fucking thing and it doesn't tip over. I'm still sure, if you get T-boned by a truck, you're fucking dead. I have no idea. I don't know. It was fascinating. And then people were like, well, how much does something like this cost? And I saw quotes anywhere from 80 grand to 100 grand. But one of the great things about riding a motorcycle is, it's, you're not Like this thing was like you had metal all around you. You were enclosed. Like you were in like an F-16 like cockpit, and it's just the front part, not the wings or anything, you know? And it didn't look as cool, you know? You don't smell any smells. You don't feel, you wouldn't feel the temperature difference or anything like that, or the wind or anything, like everything that makes it like exciting or alive to be on one of those things. So it's kind of interesting. So I imagine that technology will eventually, that'll eventually lead to maybe regular motorcycles. I have no idea, but I do know this. That will cut down on a ton of fucking videos that I watch. If nobody's just wiping out on motorcycles anymore. I mean, so much of my fucking Instagram viewing is just watching these people, not like, you know, watching crashes. I don't want to see that shit. Like, well, look, somebody's driving like a fucking lunatic and they crash. I don't learn anything from that because I don't ride like that. But if somebody's just going around a turn and they fucking, you don't look your way to the turn, you just start looking at something, you drive right towards it. We've all done that. Like I learned from watching those things. My thing right now is I want to take one of those courses where you see like those cops and they got the big fucking baggers and they can ride them like fucking a quarter mile an hour and do like these tight turns. And I'm like, I really feel like I would want to know how to do that. So you could really truly master the bike. A big bike like that, and the scariness of how fucking heavy that thing is, and how scary it is when you're going slow, that if you fucking tip past a certain point, there's nothing you can do, and it's going down. So anyway, that is the podcast. I am out here in New York, and I could not be more thrilled to be a part of Glengarry Glen Ross. That's going to be coming out next month. I've never done Broadway. I cannot believe it. I'm trying not to think about it, so I don't get freaked out. And I'm just really trying to go like one day at a time. You know what I mean? Like, all right, if I look at this whole fucking run, I'm going to be in the fetal position going, what the fuck did I do? But if I just kind of, all right, tomorrow we just do some rehearsing and, we'll I'll get through this. And with that, who are you guys thinking in the Super Bowl? Will the Kansas City Chiefs 3P? I feel like the Eagles have the team to beat them. I also wonder how much they're going to have to be up by to actually win the game, though. But I don't want to get into that. I said I wasn't going to get into that. So we'll just fucking leave it at that. All right, that's it. That's it for fucking Billy Redface. Thank you guys for listening. Go fuck yourselves. And I will check in on you on Thursday.